For years, Nick Reiner lived under a weight few people ever truly understand, the invisible but suffocating bars that come with growing up as the son of a Hollywood legend, and in his recent reflections, he finally revealed just how heartbreaking that existence really was. As the son of Rob Reiner, one of the most respected directors in film history, Nick's life looked privileged from the outside, but behind the scenes, he often felt trapped in a role he never asked for. From a young age, expectations followed him everywhere, shaping how people saw him before he ever had a chance to define himself. Nick has admitted that the pressure to live up to his father's legacy created a kind of emotional imprisonment, where every decision felt judged, compared, and measured against a standard that wasn't his own. While others assumed doors were wide open for him, Nick quietly struggled with self-doubt, anxiety, and the constant fear that his achievements would always be dismissed as the result of his last name rather than his own effort. Those unspoken expectations became the bars of his life, restricting his confidence, limiting his sense of freedom, and making him question whether his voice truly mattered. As he pursued a career in film and storytelling, Nick found himself wrestling with the need to prove his independence while also carrying guilt for wanting to step out of his father's shadow. He has shared how isolating it felt to navigate an industry that both welcomed and scrutinized him, leaving little room for failure or growth. Mistakes felt unforgivable, and success felt hollow when it was constantly attributed to privilege. Over time, that emotional confinement took a toll on his mental health, creating cycles of frustration and burnout that he rarely spoke about publicly. Nick revealed that there were moments when he felt boxed in by expectations from family, fans, and the industry alike, as if his identity had been pre-written before he ever got to speak. The heartbreak, he explained, wasn't about resentment toward his father, but about losing the freedom to fail, to explore, and to become without constant comparison. Rob Reiner's towering legacy, while inspiring, also became an unavoidable presence that shaped every conversation about Nick's work. He admitted that it took years to understand that his struggle wasn't weakness, but a natural response to living under relentless pressure. What finally changed was his decision to confront those emotional bars head-on, acknowledging that staying silent was only deepening the confinement. By opening up, Nick began reclaiming parts of himself he had long suppressed, his creative instincts, his personal voice, and his right to exist beyond expectations. His revelation resonated with many who realized that behind bars doesn't always mean locked doors and steel walls. Sometimes it means living inside an identity others built for you. Nick's story exposed the hidden cost of legacy, showing that privilege doesn't protect you from pain. It often reshapes it into something harder to explain and easier to dismiss. The heartbreak lies in how long he carried that burden alone, believing that speaking up would only invite more judgment. Today, Nick Reiner's honesty stands as a quiet act of defiance against the invisible prison he once lived in, proving that freedom isn't just about opportunity, it's about the courage to define yourself on your own terms. In revealing his truth, he didn't tear down his father's legacy. He humanized his own journey, reminding the world that even those born into fame can spend years searching for a way out of emotional confinement.